Hello and welcome back everyone to our TechnoState Academy channel. And today we are with our series Dialogue with BIM Experts. To all the listeners, I'm sure you are here if you are someone associated with the BIM. Either you must be pursuing a career in BIM already, or is someone who's looking for a new career opportunity in this industry. With this, today's episode of this series is going to be very insightful and interesting because of our guest speaker. And that's why I'm interestingly telling you that you're at the right place here to listen from Mr. Parveen Sharma, who has been in the industry implementing BIM for over 20 years now. He is the CEO of BIM Engineers, a leading BIM company, helping several companies across the globe to implement BIM and have created massive opportunities for careers in BIM. Welcome, Mr. Parveen. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thanks for having me here.
Amazing. So I'll, quickly start with the questions because I'm so curious to listen from you about your journey. So here's my first question. You had been having an amazing journey in BIM and in the AEC space, from the days of the CAD drafting to BIM, and now with the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So to our viewers, would really love to hear from you about this journey from you.
See, one thing I can tell you, Gayatri, it's very important in our life to be fluid and go with the times. So whenever the new technology keep challenging our times, we have to go with the new technology and keep adapting to the new situations. From pencil paper to computer, then computer two-dimension to 3D, 3D became BIM and BIM became now more advanced virtual construction and now going into chat GPT, AI, artificial intelligence and so many things. So you have to keep updating yourself every day. And somehow you can say it is a never ending race, or you can say rat race. We have to keep running with the times and upgrading our skill sets as per the new challenges and new construction environments. Yeah, that's very important to keep running with the times always.
Yeah, I agree with you completely because constant learning and constant adapting is what keeps us ahead of the race. So I agree with you completely, Mr. Parveen.
To your audience, one thing I can suggest, since most of you will be at the initial stages of your career, so it's very important to be open and willing to learn new technologies. And BIM and virtual design and construction happens to be one such technology which is changing lives very rapidly. With digital twin, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and lots of other invention in our industry. It's a very exciting time, and all of you are sitting at, I would say, a gold mine. The opportunities for the people like you in next 2 decades in India are going to be huge.
Great. So I think this will be a very valuable learning for all the listeners here. So I want to you have been initiated and advocated BIM around the world, right? So which countries do you think are the most serious in BIM implementation and which countries have been most successful in implementing BIM, Mr. Parveen?
Okay, see, I can divide the answer into two parts. When it comes to serious and with lots of emphasis, lots of implementation in and around BIM, India is leading the way. Good thing is, yes, Indians are doing BIM, but unfortunate part is we are not doing it for ourselves. We are doing it for the world. So the global BIM project, any big companies, big construction project, whenever you see BIM being implemented, you will see Indians are implementing those technologies. But when it comes to our own infrastructure and building project in India, unfortunately, we are lagging behind. So yes, the Indians are ahead, but as a country, we are little behind, but we are catching up very fast. Most of the European countries, because of their technological advancement, and the geographical location they are situated, the climate they are facing, the challenges they have in their environment, they are little ahead in BIM adoption. UK, Ireland, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, they are quite advanced in BIM adoption. Even United States have adopted BIM in a very interesting way. Lots of construction projects in America are now around BIM.
Yeah, so Indian government like has been taking a lot of initiatives on standardizing BIM for governmental projects, right? So how do you see this progress of BIM in India?
Yeah, definitely. That's a very, very interesting question to ask, Gayatri. Thanks for asking this question. In Indian construction environment, see, of course, India is a big country, and it takes time to move the things in India and change the government policies and the terms, technologies, documentation we have a huge process. But for good thing is in India, things are going into right direction. I am part of a digital think tank in India by the Ministry of Road, Highway, Transportation. They call it MORTH, Ministry of Road, Transport and Highway. And they have taken this initiative to prepare BIM guidelines. So every 6 months, we keep releasing new guidelines for the construction industry in India, and things are moving very fast. Very soon you will see initially the recommendations and then gradually the mandate for implementing BIM in infrastructure projects in India. So government is taking lots of positive steps into right direction.
Amazing. Thank you for that update of how far the government of India is serious about this. Like we talked about on a scale of India. Now I want to talk about on a global perspective. Like you have been implementing BIM for various companies like Langerock and like many other companies that are well known around the globe. So how do you initiate this BIM implementation process for companies of different scale?
See, we call it AEC industry, architects, engineers, and construction people, or you can say contractors. So these three have very different mindset and very different approach to the project. And now we have added the fourth dimension to AEC. We call it O, owners. Owners are also integral part of the design, construction, facility management, operation, maintenance phase in a construction environment. So all these four stakeholders, architects have a very different perspective. They think building like an art. They design building and they love their design and they make it a very intelligent piece of art. For engineers, they want to make an engineering marvel, very intelligent, very smart, very effective, very environment friendly building. Construction companies hardly care for these aspects. Their more focus is on towards the completion of the project on time, within the budget, and of course with a good quality of construction. And if you see the fourth stakeholder, owners, they are more concerned about the, of course, money, quality, construction, facility management, everything is very important for them, but they have to be associated with the building for next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or maybe 100 years. So architect will come and go in first 6 months. Engineer will be there for 1.5 year. Construction company will work on that project for let's say 2, 3, 4 years. But ultimately, it is going to be the owner, operator, manager who is going to be working along with that building for next 50, 100 years. So that is why it's very important that all the stakeholders play a vital role and they all implement the latest technologies like BIM to make it more smarter, better and intelligent building. So it can be very smoothly run for next 100 years.
Great. So I think my next question is also somewhere, leading from the answer that you have been shared for now. So what do you see as the biggest opportunities and the challenges facing the BIM industry for the next 5 to 10 years?
Good. Interesting question. See, I'll start with the challenges and then we'll come to the opportunities.
Yeah.
Challenges is our industry, construction industry. Good side is it's one of the largest industry in the world. Apart from agriculture, I don't think any other industry is running at that scale where that much money is involved. You compare to any other industry, this is money intensive, where lots of money is involved, and that is good thing. But on the other hand, challenge is that this is the industry which is very slow in technology adoption. You have not seen very new innovation in terms of design and construction materials, technologies in last 20, 30, 40 years, like you have seen in other industry like aviation or banking or automobile or communication. They all have adopted new technology at very rapid pace. but construction industry is always a little slow. So that is a big challenge in our industry, that we are slow. But the opportunities on the other hand is there are ample opportunities for the people like you, me, and our audience to take the challenge and find the solutions, because the whole world is your playground. You have ample opportunities in this industry for better improvements. There are area of improvement which can very easily captured and implemented. So your audience can take one field of expertise, make some good inroads into it, and develop some technology which solve that problem. So lots of problem in construction industry. Those are the challenges, and good thing is those are the opportunities for people like you and me. We can find solutions to those problems and make the life better in the construction industry. That's my take on it.
Great. So thanks for addressing on that. I think this would have really opened mind to a lot of listeners who are actually in that dilemma of, whether I should have a career here, what are the opportunities, what is the future prospects would look like. So I think this would really help all the listeners thinking in these aspects. Thank you so much, Mr. Parveen, for addressing on these important opportunities and challenges that we face. So, how is your company, the BIM Engineers, is preparing for these change in regulations and standards in the BIM industry?
See, as I said earlier, we all have to be on our toes and keep reinventing ourselves every single day. What we do at the BIM Engineers, we are heavily invested into research and development. So at any given point of time, there are two type of people who are learning on live project and who are going through the trainings regularly. So for that, Technostruct plays a very important role in the industry by giving very advanced and very practical training to these people. Similarly, the BIM engineers, what we do, we also invest heavily into training, research and development. And that's why we keep upgrading our skill set to the latest challenges and the latest technology. So recent focus has been from our side is on automation, whether it's Dino script writing, adding new add-ins, new plugins. We are exploring artificial intelligence. Recently, lots of things are being talked about Chat GPT, how it can help us, our industry. So we are investing lots of time into research and development at our company. That's the key focus area for us.
Amazing. So, how does actually BIM resolve different purpose of construction methodologies, like, for example, like for earthquake resistant buildings? So, how does BIM actually resolve different purposes?
See, I'll start. Let me explain with the very basic things. BIM, building information modeling. So I is information, and that information can be anything. It can be related to structural analysis, load bearing capacity, earthquake analysis, flood analysis, computational fluid dynamic analysis, that's we call it wind analysis, or fire, or any sort of analysis. You have to do it on 3 dimension. On 2 dimensional lines, you cannot do any sort of analysis. So to start with, any sort of analysis happens on 3 dimension, and BIM is also based on 3 dimension. So BIM is giving a platform to any sort of analysis, whether it's earthquake, flood, wind tunnel, fire, any sort of analysis happens, and BIM is a facilitation tool for them. And believe me, if you see the analysis of all these challenges coming out of BIM technology, they are changing lives of engineering companies and architects. Based on these inputs, they are changing their design, and now buildings are more safer, more secure, more user friendly. That's why the future is very bright, and I can see lots of things will improve in our construction environment in the coming years and decades.
Great, thank you for addressing on this. Because lot many people, I asked you this question because a lot of professionals would have this myth in their mind. What if, I want to specialize in earthquake or earthquake resistant building, or I want to specialize in certain niche of the construction industry, and whether they would really, have their interest on BIM or not. So I think this really answers very well to all those doubts and people who need such clarity. Thank you for addressing. Now, I want to ask you this next question about how does the complete building life cycle until like facilities management and building maintenance benefit from using BIM? Any example of such projects in India?
Yes. See, as I explained earlier, all the stakeholder from the design architect who are making the concept of the building, what shape it is going to be, how many floor, what area, what orientation, which direction, where will be the entrance, where will be the exit of the building. All these aspects are designed using BIM. So buildings are more smarter, more better, more intelligent. Just by rotating your building by few degrees, you can use the sunlight better and you can reduce your electricity bill significantly. So architects and engineers are using BIM technology to make the design more smarter, more better, more user friendly. Same goes with construction company. What they do, I'm trying to cover the design, construct and operate and build. So we are covering all design, build and operate, all three part of the construction life cycle or the project life cycle. So design engineers and architect are taking advantages of BIM by doing intelligent, you can say what if scenarios and different design aspects of solar study, shadow study, heating, cooling load, orientation, all these kind of analysis. So the buildings, the outcome is more smarter. Same goes with the construction companies. When they are doing construction, they need better control over the quality of the construction, quantity of the construction material, procurement of the construction material to reduce the wastage on construction sites and to reduce the construction challenges. Sometimes we also call it clashes on site happening. So sometimes we have missing information from the drawing set or from the models. Sometimes we have clashing information or contradictory information, two different set of drawings have two different information set. So all these things delay, but with BIM, these things can be challenged and sorted out during the virtual construction stage because we are doing the same construction twice. First in computer during the BIM phase and second on site when the actual construction is happening. So during the virtual construction phase, we will face the same challenge which our construction people will face 6 months or 1 year from now. So during the virtual construction phase, we can find the challenges, we can find the solution, we can solve those problems, and we can avoid those clashes, we can avoid those conflicts. So the life of the actual construction people on site will become smoother or easier. So we have solved the design problem, we have solved the construction problem. Now, if your design is intelligent and your construction is also intelligent, the life of the owner and operator and manager of that building also becomes easy. If your pipes and ducts have less elbows, less bends, less turns, there are less chance of leakage happening in that building after 10, 15, 20 years. So design, build, operate, all these stages can take huge benefit from the use of technology like BIM. And not only for design, construct, operate and manage. In future, you might have to expand, extend, add one more floor or extend one more wing to any project, add one more terminal to an airport, or maybe demolish some part of it and renovate it again. So it's not only for design, construct, operate, it's also for future expansion, retention, even demolition or maintenance, expansion of the building. BIM plays very vital role in all these stages.
Great. I think you also covered a lot many aspects of the construction project management using BIM as well. So that was my actually next question. So I want to quickly move on to next question. Now we have talked a lot about the technology, the process. Now I want to talk about people. What are some of the key trends in BIM staffing and management that you're most excited about?
See, in any case, any technology, any industry, people plays the most vital role. And I hope these things will be like this for next 50, 100 years. Although machines are taking lots of responsibilities in future, but still machines are also controlled by humans. So lots of interesting development happening. Now what is happening in our industry, the AECO industry, is now we are using people for smarter work than the hard work. So the hard work and labor work can be done by the machines and robots, and humans can focus on human centric approach to the design. So the building should be more human friendly, user friendly, child friendly, disabled people friendly, woman friendly, more safe, more better, more enjoyable building. So now we are using the technology to make it more smarter. So robots are taking up the labor job. Lots of marking, construction is being done, buildings are being 3D printed. So all those things are good. Buildings are being precasted, prefab buildings, just install on site and assemble them. So these things are taken care by the technology, and humans are focusing on more on the intelligence part of it to make the building more smarter, more better, more future ready, energy conscious, zero energy consumption building, green building. So that is the use of humans to make it more smarter rather than doing on the repetitive job of labor or that can be taken care by the machines.
And what skill gap do you actually see in the AEC graduates starting their career at their first job?
See, BIM as a industry overall, and I must congratulate your team. Technostruct is preparing the new generation for this industry, and I highly appreciate your contribution in the success of this industry and preparing the next generation. So anybody want to start their career in this AEC industry, BIM is the, I would say, the foundation. If they want to make a good career, I have seen people going into the traditional design approach and people using the design approach using BIM softwares. The growth, the demand, the, I would say, respect you earn in the latest technology. Sitting in India, New Delhi, you can be working on some of the largest construction project in the world if you adopt the technologies like BIM. So it's a very bright career and very bright future for the young people in this industry if they want to focus on BIM centric design and BIM centric construction or BIM focused project management. It's going to be a very bright future, at least for next 25, 30, 40 years in India. We are a growing country, lots of demand happening of construction, large construction project in India. And we are not only doing it for India, we are doing it for the world. So we have a very bright future.
Great. I think this is a hope to all the people in the early careers, all the students who are doing their architecture or engineering studies. Thank you, Mr. Parveen. So we talked everything about technology, how BIM is, and what are the emerging advanced technologies coming up. We talked about the people, the talent behind the industry, and we also talked about the process. So I want to combine everything here in this one question. Is it the technology or the people or the process? Which among these really helps you transform or differentiate your business journey?
Okay, very difficult question to answer. But believe me, it's very simple. The answer it will confuse you. It's all of them have to be because people, process, and technology goes hand in hand. We are not competing with the technology. We are actually, you see, the people are using technologies and processes to make our life better. So the more you
True.
invest into research and development, understand the processes, make very simple, straightforward, and follow those processes and the technologies to make your life easier. And that's how BIM is revolutionizing our industry. You see the kind of investment going into research and development and developing the processes in BIM, it's very heavy. And the outcome are also encouraging and they are changing the way the construction industry have been perceived for last few years, decades, or even centuries. So we are revolutionizing the industry by use of BIM. And of course, it plays a very important role for all three parts: people, process, and technology. All three are important.
Amazing. This can be the best answer to this question. Thank you, Mr. Parveen. We can actually keep on going with this interview forever. However, in the interest of time, let me ask you this question now. If there is anything else would you like to add?
See, just one thing to your audience and all the listener, this podcast. One thing I can suggest, be focused in this approach and you are at very right place at a very right time. Next 25, 30 years, you can make a very bright, amazing, shining career in this industry. because we are sitting at gold mine. Bad thing is our country was not so developed in last 70-75 years, but good thing is we have to cover all those 75 years loss in next 7 years. So you are going to see the flood of big infrastructure project in the underdeveloped or developing countries across the world. And you are going to be super busy. There are lots of opportunities in this industry. Only thing is you have to be at right place at right time with the right skill set. So if you invest in learning these technologies, you can make a very bright future and you can make a very good learning, and you can grow at a very rapid pace in this industry. And I wish you all the best wishes in this industry. In any way, Technostruct Academy or me as an individual can help you. Feel free to reach us anytime for any support. And one thing I believe in a principle, let's grow together. We all have ample opportunities to grow and make a very nice career in this domain. This is a very exciting time to be in this industry.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today and thank you for your time. Your journey in this AEC industry is absolutely incredible, and all the insights that you shared is going to be very resourceful for everyone. Let's say it's students or professionals, everybody in the industry. I'm really walking away with lot many learnings, especially your input on how the urge to learn and keep updating in this industry is important for growth and to keep my career on top of everything. So thank you so much. And also, like, there have been a lot of insights about how the opportunities and challenges are set for the next 20-30 years. And I like the way you mentioned about this is the right time to enjoy this industry and to be a part of this construction revolution. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Parveen.
Pleasure being here, and thanks for Gayatri for such a wonderful host and for your institute for organizing this session. I hope everything will enjoy, and don't mention to give us your feedback.
Definitely. Thank you. And I want to also thank everybody here watching, listening to us. We are speaking with Mr. Parveen, the CEO of BIM Engineers. I'm Gayatri, the alumni of Technostar and a construction project manager based in Dubai. And we will see you in our next Dialogue with BIM Expert series. Thank you, everyone.